Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Facing the Music with Terry Oldfield. My name is John Valdivia, producer at idesound.com. This series, curated from candid conversations, will introduce a return to the mystery and wonder of existence, as well as our necessity to confront ourselves. We shall also feature selected pieces from Terry's extensive musical anthology. In this episode, Terry talks about music and creativity, and explores how looping and repetition cannot bring about anything new. Welcome to Facing the Music.
How high the fire sings, now that the flames have died. How strong the eagle's wings over the mountainside. How swift the rivers run to meet the ocean. How sweet the whale song, such deep emotion.
There's never been any particular method in my writing music, apart from the very first piece, which was called Spiral. That was the one that launched my career. And I felt that I couldn't not write that, because it was the culmination of all my interests. Bringing together different ways of seeing things, like the geometry, the Chinese Book of Changes, the mathematics, the numbers, the images of the spiral, the octaves, the way music is split into 12 equal parts. And everything came together in that piece, which was a kind of archetype of amalgamation of all these different ways of seeing things. And funnily enough, it made a nice chord sequence. And that's what the piece was, really, something that was expanding and contracting at the same time. It was the key to my way forward with music. Such a magical thing. I mean, I wish I'd kept all my diagrams. I had hundreds. I was amazed, actually, when I saw the new meta symbol. It's actually the exact bottom line of what I came up with. Because meta means change, and we live in a world of change. There's nothing permanent. The only thing which is permanent is consciousness, which doesn't move. Looping is akin to repetitive action in life. You cannot come up with something new from the point of repetition, from replay. If you're in replay mode, you're going to be looking for safe things to replay. When you're in pure play mode, you have to play with it. I remember doing a concert once with, I can't even remember his name now, a German singer. I went on stage with all my flutes. He was going through this beautiful song, and then he got to the last chord, and then he gently turned to me, looked at me. Your turn. Time for your solo. That's the moment, you see, when you've got to pick the tube up and you have to get out of your head. If you don't, you're not going to come up with the goods that the audience and the other musicians are looking for. I've reached a point now where Making an album is no big deal, I mean, it's a wonderful thing to do. It's no big event. It's just going to be put out there. There's not going to be a big release of it, It'll just suddenly appear in the listings. I really do feel that if the universe wants to take something up, and whether it has a place, then we have no control over what happens to it. And so, in a sense, I'm not sure about doing anything to try and sell it. I have made some efforts in the past and it's never come to anything. If I really want to do it properly, it takes me a week. It's really important to keep walking away. That's the secret for me. I've got something I'm happy with, leave it for now. Go and do some gardening. We'll go for a walk. I used to have to flog away at it when I was working on films. That's why I hated it in the end. I had to stop doing it. I mean, there were some magic stuff came through. Obviously there's going to be some nice stuff, but it pushed me to the brink of exhaustion. It wasn't a pleasant experience in the end. Not long ago, somebody approached me if I wanted to do a library album. Gave me a good offer, so we'll pay you so much per track and all that. I started work on it. I said, I didn't sign any contracts. I just started work on it. And I suddenly realized very, very quickly, I was starting to get those old feelings back of writing to script, writing to a brief, And so I immediately said to him, I'm sorry, it doesn't feel right to me. And he said, okay, no problem. It wasn't a problem, It's the sort of thing that I used to have to say yes to because I had a family and a house and a mortgage and, all that sort of stuff. School fees and... I had a couple of really good experiences with a cellist that I found on Fiverr, and I just liked the way his style of playing, and he came up with some beautiful solo in one of my songs, which I love. It's a great way of working, actually, if you can find the right people.
How soft the falling snow over the forest white. How bright the colored sky, dancing to the northern lights. How sad the wolf cries, calling to the misty moon. How sweet the summer breeze as robin sings his tune.
Thank you for listening to Facing the Music. We want to extend our gratitude for your company today. For enriching context and further insight into our series, do visit ithesound.com/Terry. We have provided all the pertinent information in the description. For those interested in delving deeper into Terry's compelling journey, his biography, Only Now, is readily available on all major online bookstores. It is an intimate and insightful account of a life dedicated to music and spiritual awakening. Lastly, please visit terryoldfield.com to stay up to date with Terry's latest endeavors. Once again, thank you for your time. This is John Valdivia from I The Sound, www.ecom.